Coldplay, Viva La Vida, 9 minutes past 8 on a Wednesday, which means Y Workshop Day. Time for some answers. Andy Elf in the studio with us. Very exciting. Lauren Elf coming to you live from California. Are you all right there, Lauren? Yep, she's still awake. It is her bedtime. Adrian asked the question today. He's on the phone. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, Zoe.
Oh, thank you so much for sending in such a brilliant question. If anyone's just tuned in, Adrian, would you remind us, what was your question to the QI Elves this week?
Well, my question was about ice cream vans, because I kept on hearing Yankee Doodle playing near work, tempting me to try and get an ice cream. And then I got home and I heard Yankee Doodle again. And I was wondering, firstly, whether the ice cream van was following me. I think it was a different one. And I was just wondering why that tune and is the main tune and what's behind them.
Okie dokie, this is what Ernie hears wherever he goes. I mean, sometimes they can sound a little eerie, can't they? Ice cream vans. Okie dokie, so Andy Elf, we come to you first for some answers then.
This is such a good question. Okay, so it's basically at the complete discretion of the ice cream van man or woman. They can pick what they like. In fact, you can choose when you're kitting out your ice cream van. There's a company in Staffordshire called Micro Miniatures. They make all these things. They make the digital kits and they make the Grampian horns which you fit to the van to play the sound out, and they've got hundreds of tunes available. So you can go for the basic option, which is just one tune, right? So that's a bit cheaper. If you want, you can get 2 tunes, 4 tunes. You can get up to 16 tunes in the same van.
Oh, hello!
I know.
I think I'd want to change my tune. Would you not?
Completely,
think?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get
variation.
You're going to get bored of them all eventually, but I do think a bit of variation will probably help. And so, actually, I have spoken to my local ice cream van man about this, and his story is lovely because he has he's a one-tune man, and he's a third-generation ice cream man. And he has the same tune that his grandfather had in his van. I just thought that was brilliant.
That's lovely. And what is that tune?
He's always stationary. I've never heard him play it.
Oh, right.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed it's Popeye, because that's my Pavlovian, van tune. But you can get all sorts. So,
brilliant.
There are some I've never heard in an ice cream van before. I've never heard an ice cream van playing. These are all ones you can genuinely get. The Can.
No.
Here Comes the Bride. The Godfather.
That's amazing.
The Godfather.
And best of all, very eerie.
Love that.
Best of all, The Stripper by the David Rose Orchestra.
Is that suitable?
A bit raunchy.
Is that appropriate when trying to bring the children out to buy their Mr. Whippies? Other ice creams available. Well, there we go. Lots of people have got in touch with stuff on this. Like Johnny says, my friend's ice cream van plays the good, the bad and the ugly. I mean, that must be amazing. Lots of green sleeves. This is Jill in Scarborough. I've always wondered why. It always seems to play green sleeves.
That's a biggie.
Our ice cream van around here always plays green sleeves, says Mark, from Banbridge, County Down. I used to hear Mozart's Concerto in C all of the time, and I live by the sea. Perhaps the local ice cream van drivers were big fans of classical music, David in Sussex. Also quite popular and heard by lots of listeners, including Andy in Stoke. I thought the go-to tune for the ice cream van was Teddy Bear's Picnic. Thank you very much for all your input. And we go to Lauren Elf for some extra goodies this morning. Lauren, what have you got for us?
So there's official government rules on how much music ice cream vans are allowed to play. You're allowed to chime for 12 seconds every 2 minutes while you're driving. But you can't play the chimes before noon, after 7 p.m., or within 50 meters of a hospital, a school during school hours, or a church on Sundays.
These are very strict rules.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the meeting that was held when these rules were discussed? And was there a representative from the industry? I'm imagining there must have been.
I bet. Well, it used to be 4 seconds, I think. It used to be so tight. You were only able to play 4 seconds. And then there was a great liberalisation in about 2012 or 2013. But there was some summit, like you say, some assembly.
When they decided you could have a full 12
whole
seconds.
House of Lords had to listen to the Teddy Bear's Picnic. Yeah.
That is just genius. Adrian, what are you making of those answers? A satisfactory, sir?
Oh, definitely satisfactory. Didn't realise it was quite so complicated. I imagine somebody with a little stopwatch going, no, that was 13 seconds.
Yes, I know, being followed around. Excuse me, sir, I'd like you to pull over. I need to have a word with you. That was definitely at least 14 seconds of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well done. Adrian, thank you. A great question. Do get in touch again, Adrian. I feel like you come up with good questions. The elves have all the answers, of course. Thank you to Lauren Elf. Thank you so much, darling.
Thank you, Zoe.
Yesterday on the way home on the train, I started There's No Way Back from Paradise, your new book. It's called The Sanctuary.
It's called The Sanctuary.
It's called The Sanctuary. It is absolutely brilliant. I'm thinking it needs to be made into a movie, and I'm only on chapter 2. When's it coming out?
It's next week.
Next week.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's imminent.
We've got a big fancy launch. Your last book did brilliantly.
Oh, thanks very much.
There we go. So check out. Is it under your full name?
It's under the full name. I haven't put it under Andy Elf. I thought, let's be proper. It's under the name Andrew Hunter Murray, which is my full name.
Andrew Hunter Murray. It's called The Sanctuary. Yes, if you're looking for a book by Andy Elf, you may have trouble. Andy, good luck with it, darling. And thank you, Lauren. And thank you, Adrian. Great work, team.